Well, hello friends, and welcome to another episode of following Randy around in the desert while he gets lost. We're going to be doing an easy off-roading adventure today. Something anybody can do in any four-wheel drive vehicle. Could probably get away with half of it in a two-wheel drive truck. Just a couple of miles from Highway 247, which is right behind me that way, and pretty much right underneath the Big Bear Mountains, which you'll see right behind me up there. Horse Thief Flat is right up in those mountains, if you're familiar with that area. And we're right off of Blackhawk Mine Road. Fairly flat, easy dirt road. And we're gonna be checking out some of the abandoned mining areas. There's an old abandoned mining camp with some cool buildings. A lot of neat stuff to look at. So this will be an easy drive that you can do in your Jeep or even in a Toyota. I'm recording a GPS track, a .gpx file for you computer nerds, of everywhere we go today. Now it might be a bit of a loop-de-loop because I don't really know where I'm going, but if you follow that GPX file, it will get you to the places that we're going. You can download that GPX file at notarubicon.com, free of charge. There's a link in the information section below. Just go there, click on the link, no email address. You don't have to give me anything. I do it from my heart. I do it for you. You can download it for free. So the first place we'll be stopping is called Blackhawk Mine. There's not much to the mine itself. It's kind of an old strip mine, so it's just ugly. There's a little shelf road that leads into the mine area itself. I'm gonna show you that. We're not gonna go on it because you know my feelings about shelf roads. I've been on it before and I didn't cry, so it's not that bad. But there's nothing there at the end of the road, so it's just not worth going to. But if I remember right, there's some neat old buildings right before you get to it, so we're gonna show you that. Then we're gonna cut across the base of the mountains over to an old abandoned mining camp area. There's some old buildings, some really neat stuff to look at. So if you're just looking for an easy day trip, where you can take the kids out or go and take some photos or just explore, this is a great place to go. It's only a few miles from Highway 247. So if the worst case happens and you're dumb enough to go alone and you get a flat tire, you get stuck, run out of gas, you could walk back to the highway and save yourself. It's better if you just don't go alone in the first place. Now this is the part of the video where most YouTubers will insult your intelligence and try to teach you how YouTube works by explaining the whole subscribe button and bell notification thing. They think you're too stupid to know already what the subscribe button does. I'm not gonna insult your intelligence like that because I know that unless this is your first time ever on YouTube, you know what that's for. I don't have to teach you how to use it. I think you've probably already figured it out on your own. So I'm not gonna say anything about it. Do the right thing. We're gonna get started now. I'm gonna start down this road. Come along with us. Enjoy the ride. Getting a little warm out here, so I stopped to take my little jacket off. I thought I'd mention, because people always ask, and I want to be as helpful as possible, there's places to camp all along here. This whole area, as far as I know, is open land. There's some abandoned mines right behind me. We're right on the road still, right on Blackhawk Mine Road. But as far as I know, this is all open land, so you can camp wherever you want. You don't need to air down to go where we're going today. We did, because it smooths out the ride. But as you saw, that Toyota that was in front of us, he didn't air down. He was doing just fine. Lots of places to stop along the road and camp. Go shooting, do whatever you want. Check the local regulations first though. Don't go on what I say. I'm just some YouTube hobo making shit up as I go. You never know what you're going to find in the desert. We came across the ruins of this. I just looked it up. The hull registration says it's the SS Minnow. I watched a documentary on TV about this boat. It went on a 3-hour tour, never came back. Now we know where it is. What? I think I see Mary Ann back there. Too soon? We're at our first official stop. This is the Blackhawk Mine. You can see there used to be a gate there, and there's a sign on it that says "Do not enter." And up that road, it's kind of shelfy. I've been up it. I did not enjoy it. There's really not a lot up there on this side of the road. It goes up, it kind of ends. It's sort of a big strip mining operation, or was. It's private property. They don't want you going in there. That's why the fence is there that some clown tore down. They don't want you going in there, so don't go in there. If you do, don't say I told you to. But I've been up there. But more interesting is up on the hill above this, just to the east, there's a whole big row of old buildings and mining operation equipment. It's cool to go climb around. It is a bit of a walk to get up there, but you can do it. I have faith in you. I don't know if you can see, but Pucker Peggy took her Jeep up there behind me. She assured me that there was plenty of room up there. Now she's up there and she can't turn around. So she might have to live up there. She'll figure it out. But my point is, don't drive up the little road. There's a little road there that goes up. You can see it kind of crisscrossing up the mountain. There's not a lot of room up there, so if you drive up there, you might find the remains of Pucker Peggy up there. We've made it to our destination. It's colder up here. We're up much higher in elevation now. Behind me is a huge mining operation, strip mining type. I don't know if you can see it all up there. This whole mountain is an old mine, and we're right directly below Horse Thief Flat in the Big Bear area. So if you're familiar with that off-road area where Horse Thief Flat is, you can see the other side of the mountain that's behind me. Right up there. So on the other side of that is Horse Thief Flat. The interesting thing about this place and why we came is because of the mining camp that you can probably see behind my head up behind me. There's several buildings, there's old equipment up there, there's lots of really interesting stuff, and this is what makes this place a really neat place to come for the day because it's easy to get to. It was all easy, flat dirt road to get here. It's only 5 or 6 miles from Highway 247. So I'm going to show you around these buildings, let you know what you can see here. I'm going to show you a couple of spots that you got to kind of hike up to that most people don't know about, some interesting stuff. So you'll have an idea of what's up here if you come up here. I'm now coming to you live from inside the main building. I read on Facebook that this building was built by Abraham Lincoln and George Washington in 1492, and that this whole area was a diamond mine. I'm not sure that that's true. This next building is right next to the main building. Looks like it was some kind of processing building. Looks like the base of some equipment left over there. Of course, somebody's turned it into a fire pit. This is the other large building with its grand staircase entryway. You don't find a lot of buildings this close to any highway that are in this good a shape, usually, because dickheads that think it's okay to do whatever they want usually come up and tear them all to bits or burn them down. But there's several buildings in this whole area. There's another one right there behind me. I didn't even go inside of that one yet. There's several buildings in this whole camp that are still standing, barely. Probably won't be here much longer because of the dickheads. Don't be a dickhead. And by that I mean just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Your mother should have taught you these things. I'm inside what looks like some sort of storage building. It's about 20 feet deep, only a couple of feet high. Can't really stand up in it. Who knows what went on inside these walls? I don't mean back when they were mining here. I mean all the kids coming up here at night. Kind of above the buildings, just east, or your left if you're looking straight on the buildings, there's a path, like a walking path that goes off to the east. It's not for the timid or the faint of heart. If you're fat and lazy, don't try it. I'm fat and lazy, I'm having trouble getting up it. It's only a few hundred yards long, not even that. But I can hear you hear that? Between the sound of the birds and the shooting guns a few miles away, you can hear some water. So this might be the ancient source of water that the miners used. And yep, sure enough, here's the source of the mountain spring water used by the miners. But the sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed that that water is coming from a hose or a pipe. So there must be more treasure further up if we follow the pipe. Well, there's lots of cow poos, so we got that. So we follow the pipe further and we find the source. That's where all the water comes from. Goes back quite a ways. I think if you look closely, you can see some red troll eyes staring back at me. I think we're done here. There's not much else to see. There's a couple of other trails that go up the hill behind me. They probably all lead to other little mud holes and troll springs like the ones I showed you. This is one of those very few places where stuff is still actually standing, and it's really cool to look at. There's probably some history here that you can look up. Just don't look on Facebook. You can download the GPX file for your GPS from notarubicon.com. I will put a link down below to the page where you can get it. It's absolutely free. You don't have to give me your email address or anything like some of those other shady websites. You just click on download and it's yours absolutely free. I ask nothing in return other than that you don't come up here and start shooting up and burning down these buildings. Don't be a dickhead. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thumbs down means that you think face masks are sexy. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you on the trail.